2013, vacationer Rick Nelson set out to explore Lake Iliamna in southern Alaska. He had been doing his own adventure tour of the state and decided he wanted to kayak the circumference of this massive body of water. He headed off alone with a small cache of supplies. 4 days later, his kayak was found upside down and empty in an alcove. His belongings were nearby, intact. What maritime accident could have separated him from his kayak? And if he reached land, why would he leave his belongings behind? The mysterious circumstances of his disappearance have led many to invoke the legend of Iliamna Lake, that an enormous creature haunts its depths and attacks with impunity. Whatever happened, Rick has never been seen again. Inside the vast frontier of Alaska is a mysterious triangle where each year, 5 out of every 1,000 people go missing.
Something out there.
3 investigators look for answers. Jax, a former police officer. Ken, a specialist in strange phenomena. And Tommy, an expert on Alaskan legends. Together, they uncover mysterious sightings and ancient legends, exploring the possibilities of those who go missing in Alaska. The team heads across Iliamna Lake at the southwest corner of the triangle, toward the alcove where Rick's kayak was discovered. It's a secluded spot, far away from any towns.
So we've got about 45 minutes, guys.
Right on.
Look how huge this lake is.
What are the dimensions here?
77 at the longest, 22 by the widest. How many thousand square miles? Yeah. I just can't imagine that this guy was actually trying to kayak the whole lake.
That's a long ways.
You'd be out here for a long time trying to paddle the circumference of it. So Rick Nelson comes from Missouri. He's been out here for about 3 months exploring Alaska. From what I gathered, he didn't ever seem really prepared with food and gear or any kind of planning. And it sounds like maybe that caught up to him. So I mean, what do you think happened? I mean, the normal things, you know, we're in a large body of water. Did he drown?
Even experienced boaters, fishermen, go missing and die every year.
So you're talking about an inexperienced guy with a gung-ho attitude, not preparing very well for the elements. That's all a recipe for disaster.
According to those who encountered Rick, he seemed very cavalier in his adventures. Could he have simply underestimated this huge and challenging lake?
I think there's one X factor here that we can't rule out. The Lake Iliamna monster, Ili.
The Iliamna Lake monster is a legend that dates back centuries to the native Tlingits. It's said to be fish-like in its anatomy, but much larger than any local aquatic species. Witness descriptions vary, but a composite image suggests a 30-foot-long animal with a blunt head for ramming and a row of piercing teeth for tearing prey. Modern sightings of this creature date to the 1940s, with dozens of reports from a wide variety of witnesses.
I mean, I think we have to consider the possibility that that may have played a factor in this disappearance.
From what I've heard about this lake is it's not really like a lake, it's like a small sea.
This is the largest freshwater lake we have in Alaska.
It's not like a normal lake to go partying on, you know? And it's really rough and dangerous to be out here.
Every year, people go missing in the Alaska Triangle, searching for adventure without being prepared. But I've grown up with Ili stories, so I'm curious to find out if there's any truth to them.
Iliamna Lake stretches 77 miles long and nearly 22 miles wide, approximately the size of Rhode Island. It also achieves depths of almost 1,000 feet. Its waters drain to the southwest through the Kvichak River, which connects the lake to Bristol Bay and the Bering Sea.
I mean, this lake is connected to the ocean.
Right.
So, I mean, there is a potential for sea marine animals.
Oh, holy cow, what is that? Hey, Captain, can you swing around?
Got it. That was huge.
What the hell was that?
I don't know.
A large splash has caught the team's attention. It could be just a fish, but in the Alaska Triangle, anything unexpected could be a lead.
How deep is it, Captain?
It's almost 400 feet here.
I'm gonna get the fish finder.
All right.
Tommy retrieves the team's fish finder, which uses sonar to detect any marine life swimming below.
Here, Ken, you want to monitor and I'll operate. We got 150 feet here of cable. You ready?
Yeah.
Looks good. Still got pretty decent visibility here.
How many feet we got left there, Tommy?
That is it.
That's
We've got
it,
it all
huh?
reeled out.
All right, well, let's just let it set and see what we get.
Whatever made the splash appears to have fled the area.
Nothing.
I think we should keep going to the spot where Rick's stuff was found and keep our eyes peeled for any other marine life.
Captain, can you take us to the alcove, please?
All right, I'll fire it up.
The team docks close to the location where the kayakers' belongings were found. They've brought a kayak of their own, which they'll use to place an underwater camera out in the alcove. It will monitor the water for any sign of large animals swimming nearby.
Let's stop here and look for a minute.
Got a nice game trail through here. There's signs of wildlife out here.
Maybe this guy, maybe he rode ashore, left his kayak on the shore, and the bear got him. Everything floated away. What do you think?
Easy explanation. I mean, I just got to ask myself, why was this kayak overturned? I mean, it kind of leads you to believe this happened on the water. True. Guys ready to keep moving, get to the alcove?
Yeah.
So guys, I'm pretty sure this is the exact area where they dredged the water for the body. Of course, they didn't find anything at all.
Oh, look at this. The wind's kicking up and the current's blowing right into the alcove here.
Lake Iliamna has a pretty good current to it, right? You've got feeder rivers on the north and east end, and then the drainage is on the Kwichak River on the bottom.
Right.
So it's pushing everything in this direction, leaving the possibility that, you know, the refuge, or if there was anything left, it would push it and deposit it right here where we are, which makes sense that this is where they found the kayak.
The fact that all of his stuff ended up here, but he didn't, is the heart of the mystery. I mean, one of the prevailing theories is that he was out deeper in the water and, you know, capsized out there, and his stuff got pushed this direction.
Well, would it make sense that he would kayak out towards the deeper water? I mean, his goal was to kayak the circumference of the lake and stay towards the shallows, right?
I mean, I agree, it doesn't make any sense, but maybe he just decided, oh, I'm gonna go right across, and wasn't prepared for it. There are a lot of aspects of this mystery that just don't add up. If he fell out and drowned near this alcove, his body should have been recovered. If it happened out in deeper water, his gear should have been more dispersed.
Well, could there be any other animal out here that could have pulled his body away?
I guess it's possible. I mean, we're in Alaska. There's all kinds of animals on the coast here, and we're connected to the ocean, and this is a massive lake. Who knows what's out there?
Well, guys, the only way for us to really tell was get out there and drop this camera down there.
The team prepares to anchor an underwater camera in the alcove where the missing kayaker's gear was found. The camera is equipped with a battery pack that will give it up to 50 hours of life. The weighted rig will be suspended from a floater, allowing it to scan the waters. It'll send a feed to the team's computer, which will save the footage for examination.
All right, well, now the cameras are all set. Once it gets back, let's get back out to open water.
The team heads out toward the deeper water of the lake, going against the current from the alcove. If the kayaker met his fate on the open water, it would have likely happened along this path. They'll keep an eye on the sonar for any signs of life, especially any predators that might feed on the salmon, trout, or other sport fish known to inhabit the lake.
Yeah, it's as smooth as glass. You know, it's worth noting that most of the sightings of the Loch Ness Monster, for example, in Scotland, have occurred in conditions just like this. Many people usually say that the water is very flat and calm, very smooth like this. I mean, whatever is here in Iliamna is different than the global archetype of the traditional lake monster.
Mysterious monsters have been reported in northern lakes around the world. In British Columbia's Okanagan Lake, the Ogopogo monster dates back to Indian legends that claim it requires an animal sacrifice to grant safe passage. In Norway's Lake Seljord, Selma is known as a serpentine Goliath that will knock over boats. The most famous is Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster of Scotland. Like most of its brethren, it's described as either snake-like or dinosaur-like, with a long neck that can rise from the water. Ili, however, seems to defy the mold. Sightings liken it more to a gigantic fish than its fellow lake monsters. Vacationer Heidi Baker saw a glimpse of this creature back in 1998 while hiking.
I took a vacation to Lake Iliamna. I had heard it's a great spot for boating, for really good hiking. And one day I was hiking along a path that overlooked the lake, and I stopped to admire the view. I noticed a V-shaped ripple in the water that was moving against the waves. And it's strange, but I couldn't see what was causing it. So I looked closer and saw sort of a fin-like shape in the water, and it was just a glimpse. It was almost ghost-like in appearance. And as I was watching, it eventually disappeared and didn't come back up. Being an outdoorsy person most of my life, I've seen many different types of fish, but I've never seen anything like that before. I know it sounds crazy, but I think it was the Iliamna monster.
Here in Iliamna, it seems like we're just dealing with a giant, monstrous fish of some kind. Something that's grown to a monstrous size.
You guys see anything?
No, what about you?
A couple of markings on the sonar there.
What do you think we're dealing with out here fish-wise?
Well, I know there's king salmon, sockeye, and rainbow trouts out here.
At least we're seeing evidence that there's a viable food source here.
There's something big going under the boat. You should check it out. I just saw the shadow.
It's under the boat.
Well, check it out.
What direction, Tommy? You got a bearing?
Alaska has long been a destination for those who like to live on the edge. The vast acreage of the Alaska Triangle is a place where people can explore new worlds and shed old ones. But this area also has the highest rate of missing persons in the country. Are people simply unprepared to blaze new trails here? Or are there dangers lurking that even skilled survivalists can't anticipate? An adventurer goes missing on Lake Iliamna, the reputed home of an enormous underwater monster. The team wants to see if there's evidence this creature might be real.
There's something big going under the boat. You should check it out. I just saw the shadow.
It's under the boat.
I'll check it out.
What direction, Tommy? You got a bearing?
Tommy, check the sonar.
How big was it, Captain?
I'd guess 10 feet, but I didn't get a good look.
It's gone.
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 Did you go too deep?
I went to the side, get deeper, I still would have seen something.
Well, if this thing was as big as you said, it was probably a very powerful swimmer. So, you know, obviously it could have swum away really fast as it came into view.
I'm not sure that the captain saw anything at all. Maybe the shadow was just a cloud overhead. Either way, trying to find an animal in a lake this size by chance is a classic needle in a haystack scenario. I think we need to go talk to some experts then.
Maybe dig up an eyewitness or two.
Yeah, that would be good. Hey, Captain, you take us back?
Will do. Heading back.
All right, thanks.
With their initial outing not providing any leads, Ken and Tommy travel to Anchorage to meet with marine biologist John Parlier. They hope his expertise on Iliamna marine life can help direct their search.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Tommy.
Tommy, nice to meet you.
Hey, John. Ken Gerhard.
Ken, nice to meet you, Ken.
Nice to meet you. We are investigating a case of a missing kayaker up at Lake Iliamna. Curious as to whether there might be a tie-in to these legends of a mysterious creature up there, the Lake Iliamna monster. What could it be?
The most exciting possibility would be a plesiosaur that is known by the fossil record to have died out about 70 million years ago. They are reptiles, so they're air breathers, so they would need to surface to breathe, and I think a creature of that size having to surface on a regular basis would still be much more visible. Other potential organisms are the beluga whale. Problems with those, they're very surface-oriented. A new theory is this oarfish.
The oarfish is the best-known embodiment of a sea serpent ever found. With rare sightings dating to the 1700s, this snake-like creature wasn't observed live until 2001. Oarfish are believed to get over 50 feet long and weigh 600 pounds. They typically reside in deep ocean waters, but when seen at the surface, their undulating swimming style and lack of scales make them seem less like a fish and more like a monster.
Problem being, for them to enter fresh water would mean an incredible change in their physiology, which they cannot do. They would die in the time it took them to enter the lake.
What about some of the other big fish?
Well, I have pictures of potential big fish. King salmon, very, very popular fish in that area. Some of them can reach 100 pounds. Rainbow trout, much smaller, obviously. The fish that I'm most interested in, this is a white sturgeon. They are native to all of the Pacific coast. These have been known to reach well over 1,000 pounds. You know, these are very migratory fish. They've been known to come up into the Columbia River, leave the Columbia, and migrate up the Fraser River in Canada. They like to investigate new habitat, as it were. And then we have all the seal species that could be potentially there. And there have been times when seals will pod up and be on the surface in a large group, and that's been one case where a man thought for sure he saw a sea monster moving away from his boat. The way they were moving made it look like a serpent in the surface.
Iliamna Lake is one of only 5 places in the northern hemisphere with a population of freshwater seals. Little is known about this reclusive group of animals. It's only been confirmed in the last couple of years that they are year-round residents. Could glimpses of these unexpected animals surging through the water be the source of many supposed Ili sightings?
So that would be my guess as far as something known.
Do you know of any eyewitnesses that could possibly help us here?
I actually do know somebody. His name's John Chamberlain. He appears to be a credible witness.
That would
Sounds
be
good.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll get you guys in contact with him.
After making contact with the witness, John Chamberlain, Ken and Jax go to his house to ask him about his experience.
Hello?
Hey,
Hi.
are you John?
Hi, yes, I'm John.
Hi, I'm Ken.
Good to meet you.
This is my partner, Jax.
Hey, how you doing, Jax?
How you doing, bud?
So thanks for agreeing to talk to us about your Iliamna experience. You might have some information that would be useful to us.
Sure, yes, I do. One time in the morning, I was on the north end of the lake there. All of a sudden, while I'm kayaking, I see this ripple of water coming towards me on the left side. And I couldn't see anything in the ripple. I don't know what was in there. And all of a sudden, bam, it hit me on my left side. But I went ahead and used my paddle to help keep me steady. And when I did that, I felt a jerk on it. And so I lifted it up, and part of it was missing there.
What part of Iliamna was this? You said it was the north side?
Yeah, the north end. And I do still have that paddle if you wanted to see it.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, it'd be great to see that.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what this paddle shows, because hard evidence trumps a good story every time. Oh, wow.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow, crazy.
I mean,
Look at that, it's serrated, right?
over in this section, I mean, does it break off like that? Was
there
the
was-
paddle old when you were using it?
No.
That would be the diameter of the jaw right there. I mean, that's far out of the range of a salmon or a trout. It's definitely not a sturgeon because they don't have teeth. They have big suckers on the bottom of their mouth.
The bite mark appears to rule out both sturgeon and seals as culprits. Could the team be dealing with a creature that's never been identified? Lake Iliamna is the largest lake in Alaska, covering more than 1,000 square miles. This vast habitat is home to enormous numbers of sport fish, like salmon, trout, and grayling. It also hosts a rare population of freshwater seals that thrives on plentiful food. But does it contain something else? A monstrous creature first described centuries ago in Tlingit lore. And could it be adding to the number of people who go missing in the Alaska Triangle? A witness's encounter indicates a previously unidentified creature. But what kind of creature could it be? The team planted an underwater camera near the spot where a missing kayaker's belongings were found. Tommy has been going through the footage and has found something the others should see.
Check this out.
We got something?
Watch this.
Cool.
That's just a seal, though.
Yeah, it's a seal just cruising by, but wait for it. Check it out.
That's strange.
What is that?
That's what I'm
You
talking
want it?
about. Check it out. What do you think?
That's a fin right there, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a fin. Look how huge that is.
Yeah, it's a pectoral fin, it's not the tail there.
Again?
The team can see only the tip of the fin,
That's got to be huge.
but based on the size of the shadow, it's clearly a large animal.
Tommy, do you have that book John gave us, the marine biologist?
Marine biology, yes.
Yeah, let's do some comparative analysis here.
Check that out. That's a sturgeon.
Well, this looks a lot more round and solid.
Yeah, that's a more rounded fin. This one looks split, or maybe it's two fins.
Potentially, it could be a sturgeon fin. I mean, sometimes fins get injured when fish are younger, bitten off.
The largest sturgeon top out at about 12 feet long. Could the creature captured in this image fit that description? Or is this something much larger?
It's just not a good enough image, but whatever it is, it's big.
It is.
Big shape.
And
big
appeared to
form.
be chasing that seal.
Well, guys, we know that there's been a seal population at Iliamna for years, and they're rarely seen, and we really don't know that much about them. So it's also reasonable to assume that there could be something else out there that's also rarely seen, something very large that's feeding on these seals, and that is a real mystery.
The possibility that something could be feeding on the seals here without decimating the seal population does have a biological precedent. The Pacific sleeper shark, a deep-water dweller native to Alaskan ocean waters, is known to feed on seals when it ventures toward the surface. But at its preferred depths, prey is scarce. So it adapted the ability to keep food stored in its stomach for a long time, requiring fewer meals. Could an animal in Iliamna Lake be similarly living off the modest seal pods here? And could its infrequent feedings explain why it's so hard to spot?
You know, I think, honestly, we need to get an expert opinion with regard to the seal population in Iliamna. Someone who's familiar with the seals and what they look like.
Well, I'll go with you.
Let's do it.
The connection between the seals of Iliamna Lake and the monster has been witnessed before. Martin Puck claims to have seen it firsthand in 1997.
So I was up fishing Lake Iliamna, and this was a number of years ago. And I found this really promising spot. There were all these seals out in the water, and I mean, with the seals there, I assume they've got to be feeding and having a big school of fish under there. So I cast out my line, and I mean, I just let it out there waiting for a bite. All of a sudden, I looked up and the seals were gone. They had just taken off. And I started scanning the water for them. I saw this big shape kind of under the water. It just came out of nowhere. It was huge. And I tracked that for a little while before it kind of disappeared back under. It was just too big to possibly be a seal. I mean, way too big. Everyone up here knows about the Iliamna monster, and I have no doubt that's what it was.
Hoping to learn more about how the seals might play into the Iliamna monster legend, Jax and Ken arrange a meeting with Stephen Pratt, a longtime bush pilot who works in the Iliamna area.
Stephen? You
Yeah.
Stephen? Hey, Ken Gerhard.
Hey, Ken, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for meeting us on short notice.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I'm Jax. Nice to
Jax,
meet you.
good to meet you.
Stephen, we're up here investigating the case of a missing kayaker out here on Lake Iliamna, and we're looking at a possible connection to the Lake Iliamna monster. So right now we're kind of focused on these freshwater seals, trying to get more information on those. We're hoping you have some insight.
Well, you know, we've been flying the lake for years, and you know, we see the seals somewhat frequently.
Well, you know, only very recently did scientists confirm that the seals were year-round residents of the lake.
We've been seeing the seals for years, and there's been some biologists coming around and investigating this, and it seems like they're just getting on to what we've been talking about for years. And we noticed they tend to head up into the northeast portion of the lake in the winter months. And then in the summertime, we see them heading out along the Kvichak River there on the southwest end of the lake. You know, I think they're probably pretty hungry from the winter months, and the salmon start coming in. And yeah, it seems like they're wanting to fatten up from a long, hard winter.
That makes sense.
Ken, this is all starting to add up. I think the monster sightings are following the same path.
According to Stephen, the seals traverse a regular circuit around the lake, from their winter resting grounds to their summer feeding grounds, then back again. John Chamberlain had his encounter while kayaking in the early spring, and Rick Nelson went missing in late summer. Factor in additional sightings by season, and a pattern emerges.
So the sightings of the beast seem to follow a pattern.
Right, following the migration pattern of the seals. I got you. So we still don't know what we're looking for, but maybe we know where to look for it.
True.
This pattern could mean that the Iliamna monster, whatever it is, isn't targeting people. Maybe it's going after seals, and humans in kayaks are a case of mistaken identity. You know, Steve, we could use some help on this investigation. Many of the sightings of the monster have been from a float plane. If we could have a bird's eye view of the lake, I think that would help us see this thing.
Let me know when you'd like to go, and be glad to take you out.
Perfect.
That sounds great. We'll get all our stuff together. We'll let you know as soon as we're ready.
Okay, thank you. Good to meet you, fellas.
Steve, thanks.
In 2013, a would-be adventurer disappeared while kayaking on Iliamna Lake. A legendary monster said to reside here could be to blame. The team has discovered a correlation between sightings of the beast and the seasonal migration of the Iliamna seal population. Could a predatory animal have mistaken the kayaker for its favorite prey? And could that be part of a recurring pattern of attacking kayaks in search of a meal? The team wants to test this theory by taking a life-sized lure, a dummy in a kayak, to a waiting boat, which will transport Jax and Tommy to the southwest corner of the lake. They'll be joined by a professional diver who will stand ready to enter the water and record footage of anything approaching under the surface.
Hey, Alec.
Hey, what's up,
How you
guys?
doing?
Great.
Hey, guys, this is Alec, our diver.
Ken.
Hey, Alex, I'm Tommy.
You be ready to jump in there for us?
I'm ready.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Ken, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Ken will join bush pilot Stephen in the skies above, scanning the water for any signs of unidentified life. The team heads toward the lower terminus of the lake, where its waters drain into the Kvichak River on its way to the Bering Sea. The Iliamna seals are reported to be active in that area.
All right, guys, I'm right over your position. I've got eyes on the boat. Looks like clear sailing up here.
We're doing as much as we can to lure this creature in. But our theory is that the animal might go a long time between meals. So if this mannequin isn't tempting enough, this could all be for nothing.
There is another possibility that could prevent Illy from making an appearance. It might not be an animal at all. Some have speculated it could be a military submarine undergoing constant refinement and testing in this remote body of water. Alaska is home to 9 military bases, 7 of which were started in the 1940s as a response to World War II. A renewed urgency for military preparedness spawned lots of technology development at these sites. Some have speculated that Iliamna's size and location could allow testing of an underwater craft to go largely unnoticed, and the existence of the monster legend provides the perfect cover. But would a top-secret military submarine explain the damage to John Chamberlain's kayak battle? And what connection would it have, if any, to Rick Nelson's disappearance?
How about straight ahead, Tommy?
Right up there?
That's the mouth of the Kvichak right there. Tommy, if everything's true, we've been researching, the seals are gonna be here. It's the right time of year. So we think we get up there and turn the boat around?
Turn the boat around, trolling speed.
Throw out the kayak and the mannequin and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll put the fish finder down, too.
You wanna tell Alec to get ready, too?
Yeah, let's do that. push him out. We rigged the kayak so we could tip it over and dump the mannequin in the water. If some kind of animal is checking it out, maybe that will encourage it to strike.
All right, it's trolling pretty good. You can drop the fish finder in right here?
Yeah, this is a good speed here. You want to keep an eye on it?
Yeah, yeah.
Let me jump in the corner here.
Hey, Captain, can you maintain this speed for us?
I'll stay right here.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Got a good view?
We're all set.
Right on.
The sonar fish finder beams signals into the depths that reflect back to the surface, painting a picture of anything below. If there's an animal between them and the floor of the lake, they'll see it.
Good picture. All right. Nice and slow, bud. Got a little bit of current right there. It's a bunch of darkness, man.
We got the camera down and kayak out with mannequin in it. Smooth sailing. You see anything?
There's a huge shadow in the water. It's headed towards the kayak.
Whoa, whoa, hey, look. Hey, call Ken.
It's moving directly toward you. Do you copy? Over.
Lake Iliamna sits at the southwest corner of the Alaska Triangle. This enormous body of water has seen a number of people go missing. It also has a history of eyewitnesses reporting what appears to be a monstrous beast roaming its waters. How could such a large animal live here while remaining so elusive? Is it possible it might have a low metabolism that allows for extended periods without food, enabling it to remain hidden in the depths? The animals that are most notorious for extended fasts are marine-based. Frogs can go for months without eating by achieving a state called torpor, a kind of super sleep when food is scarce. Some can even survive being frozen during winter, with their organs protected by high levels of glucose until they thaw in the spring. Crocodiles can go even longer without food, up to 3 years. These animals gorge on large mammals, then settle into a sedate state until more food becomes available. But even more impressive is the lungfish. Not only can it survive both in the water and on land, it can live without food for 4 years by going into a hibernation state and slowly digesting its own muscle tissue. The team doesn't know if the creature they're pursuing has similar capabilities, but whatever it is, might be approaching them right now.
You see anything? There's a huge shadow in the water. It's headed towards the kayak.
Whoa, whoa, hey, look.
It's moving directly toward you. Do you copy? Over.
Okay, we're gonna drop the mannequin then.
Hey, Ken, the mannequin's out. All right, Alec, we need you in the water.
The diver, Alec, enters the water with a camera. But he'll also have a spear gun handy. His goal is to document anything that comes by and only use the weapon if needed in self-defense.
Got this?
Alec is equipped with a communication system that will enable him to stay in verbal contact with the boat.
Radio check, check, copy.
Loud and clear, loud and clear. Hey, Ken, we don't see it anymore, do you?
Guys, I'm not seeing the shadow anymore. I'm not seeing the shadow. I don't know where it went. Over.
Hey, Ken, we're gonna make the mannequin move around a little bit, see if we can give it some lifelike movement. Maybe it'll attract it back. Alec, you see anything?
Nope. Got nothing here.
Stay alert, buddy.
This is now the second time we've seen something big in the water that disappeared on us. If this is the Iliamna monster, it might have an instinct, a high sensitivity to danger. It knows when to back off. We might have missed a chance to identify it.
Hey, Alec, why don't you reposition further away from the mannequin so you don't scare this thing off?
Copy that.
Yeah, we don't know where it went at all. We got no eyes at all.
I'm seeing a huge shadow.
I'm seeing it. It's really close to the boat.
To the boat?
It's moving directly toward you. Do you copy? Over.
It's not going after the mannequin. It's going after the diver. Jack's the diver.
I don't see his bubbles anywhere.
Jack's the diver. Come in. I'm going up on the bow.
Okay.
Jack's the diver. Come in. Ken, we've lost sight of the diver. It's not going after the mannequin. It's going after the diver. Jack's the diver.
I don't see his bubbles anywhere.
Jack's the diver. Come in. I'm going up on the bow.
Okay.
Jack's the diver. Come in. Ken, we've lost sight of the diver.
What do you mean we lost communication with the diver? Are you serious?
Yeah, he just stopped responding. Can you search for him from the air?
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for him.
See anything, Jax?
No, nothing. I can't see bubbles or anything.
I don't see anything back here. No bubbles at all.
Jack's the diver. Come in. I got nothing, Tommy.
Guys, I'm seeing something surface about 30 yards to the stern, right behind you.
Tommy, I got bubbles over here. Port side, port side. Ken, I got him on the port side. You okay?
Right on.
He's giving a thumbs up, Ken. He's all right.
What happened down there?
What happened, Alec? Are you hurt at all? Grab my hand. You all right?
You okay, man?
Something hit my tank, spun me around, and my comms went out. It was there 1 second and it's gone the next. Could never get a clear look at it.
Our mannequin and the kayak are still out there, so I think whatever was in the water was after you. He says something big was harassing him. I don't know if it was a monster or an angry seal, but either way, it's not safe for anyone to be out there. Whatever, though, man. Nobody else is going in the water. We're done, okay? Let's pull that stuff in. I'm going to contact Ken.
Let's get our gear.
Hey, Ken, we're all done here. We got him in. We're going to pull everything in.
I'll meet you at the dock.
Copy that. I'll meet you at the alcove. Over.
Having acquired no tangible evidence of the monster, but with no safe way to draw it in again, the team reluctantly calls an end to the day's hunt. They reconvene on shore to discuss what happened.
You guys doing all right?
We're doing good.
What was that? There was definitely something there, something massive moving by the boat.
I mean, how did it seem like it was invisible to the diver? What do you guys think? The murky water? I mean, is that why we couldn't see it?
Possibly, but, you know, I've got another theory. Think about this. Nature presents many examples of remarkable physiological adaptation. You've got electric eels. You've got deep sea fish that are bioluminescent. Animals that are able to change the color and texture of their skin to hide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys ever heard of aquatic translucency?
I have.
Like a jellyfish?
You have? Yeah, exactly. Certain marine animals, particularly invertebrates and juveniles, you know, larval stages of certain types of fish, are virtually invisible. They're able to allow certain amounts of light to pass through their body.
Translucency in aquatic animals is an evolutionary advantage, typically adopted by prey species to avoid being eaten. Some species, like certain squid, only have this characteristic when they're young and at their most vulnerable. Others, like jellyfish, maintain this feature throughout their lives. But is it possible that translucency isn't reserved for marine life that's lower on the food chain? Could an apex predator have this design, allowing it to more successfully stalk its prey?
What if the animal here in Iliamna is something new, something completely undiscovered, and it's been able to, basically take on this adaptation, rendering itself essentially invisible?
Cloaking itself, huh?
Exactly.
That's really interesting, Ken. I mean, that would explain some of the experiences and witness statements that we've gotten. With a lake this big, though, something to that size and degree that you're describing, I mean, it's almost gonna be impossible to find. It's gonna take a lot more time than we have to be able to find that.
Exactly.
Huge lake out there.
And that's why the Lake Iliamna monster legend has endured.
With 70% of the world covered by water, we've only begun to scratch the surface of the kinds of marine life that exist. Could a lake be the home of one of the most significant species still to be discovered on the planet? It would require a lake of enormous size and with a plentiful food supply, both of which Iliamna has in spades. And if other legends around the world are any indication, these creatures might be more common than we think. It could be one more reason people continue to go missing in Alaska. In 2004, two men were fishing in the Gulf of Alaska near Juneau when one of them got a huge tug on his line. He stood to fight it, hoping to reel in a monster fish. But it might have been another kind of monster instead. His buddy continued angling for a catch of his own when he caught a glimpse of a green webbed hand, and the fisherman was yanked overboard. The friend rushed to help and saw a tail disappear into the water. His description matched an Inuit legend of a vicious mermaid. Stories of similar creatures are known around the world, some more sinister than others. The missing man's body has never been found. Inside the vast frontier of Alaska is a mysterious triangle where each year, 5 out of every 1,000 people go missing.
Something out there.
3 investigators look for answers. Jax, a former police officer. Ken, a specialist in strange phenomena. And Tommy, an expert on Alaskan legends. Together, they uncover mysterious sightings and ancient legends, exploring the possibilities of those who go missing in Alaska. The team heads into the Gulf of Alaska, northwest of Juneau, right on the southern edge of the triangle, going to the spot where the fisherman disappeared. They're looking for any signs of unusual marine life that could explain the disappearances in this area. They've joined a fishing crew that had a bizarre find in this location just 2 days ago. A fish was pulled up in their net that appeared to have a bite taken out of it.
That's crazy, man.
It was unusual enough that they recorded a video of the catch and alerted the Missing in Alaska team. Could it have a connection to the missing fisherman? The team will see if any potential culprits reveal themselves out here.
One of the most famous mermaid sightings involved the famous British explorer Henry Hudson.
Wow.
And in 1608, he actually logged that some of his crew members had a sighting of this mermaid. And he described it as, you know, basically a beautiful woman with pale skin and long flowing black hair, and then from the waist down, a tail of a porpoise. And so, you know, it just kind of makes you wonder when you're talking about a famous explorer like Henry Hudson.
Mermaid legends date back to the time of the ancient Babylonians. One of their deities, named Oannes, was portrayed as a half-man, half-fish being who imparted wisdom to mankind. The Greek god Triton is one of the most famous mer-beings of lore, believed to control the ocean's waves. Even today, modern Hindus are known to worship mermaid goddesses. Could there be something to these legends? What makes them so prevalent across cultural lines?
You know, the natives in the Arctic up north have legends about this koala pollock. It's a mermaid-like creature, and it's said to have green skin. Parents tell stories to their children about staying away from the shoreline because these creatures will come up and snatch their babies away.
The koala pollock is an evil twist on the mermaid archetype. This aggressive creature is said to have long claws and vicious teeth for attacking prey. She sports human legs, but also a tail to help her steer through the water. And she wears a garment with a pouch used to carry away the children she kidnaps. She's believed to steal their youth in order to stay young herself.
This story, this legend, is an Arctic story, though. We're in Southeast Alaska. That's a long ways away.
How far?
Well, if you draw a straight line from here to there, it's 1,100 miles. But to get from there to here, it's not a straight line. You're looking down around the Aleutians and back up and down to the Panhandle.
Ken and Tommy are already doing the math on this mermaid theory, but so far the facts aren't quite pointing there for me.
Jeff, I gotta ask, I'm all about the weird and the strange, so besides that wounded fish you found, what is the weirdest or strangest thing that you've ever caught out here?
That would be a wolf eel. You know what a wolf eel is?
They're weird-looking fish. It looks like a person, kind of, right?
The wolf eel is a reclusive species native to the northern Pacific Ocean. Although not truly an eel, this creature can grow more than 6 feet long. But its most prominent feature is a face that looks more like an angry old man than a fish.
Animals like the wolf eel make you wonder if they might have inspired these mermaid legends. If you caught a glimpse of that face over the side of your boat, it'd be easy to see how it could look half human, half fish.
So, Jeff, what do you think? What type of animals or predators out here would actually be capable of pulling a man under the water and holding it there?
I think somebody got a line wrapped around their foot, tied off to a crab pot, and he's at the bottom.
No, my cousin was found in his bow line of his boat 2 years ago.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you get hit, those dungy pots, they're heavy. Even that little 50-foot lead line, that could hold me off long enough, and I'm done.
I'm starting to realize how many hazards there are in these waters. Obviously, there's predators like sharks and sea lions, but there's a ton of fishing equipment and the very cold temperature of the water. There's a lot of ways to die out here.
Some basic kelp.
Could a clump of that be interpreted as a claw?
Got the right color. When it dries black.
Really?
Maybe the guy that went overboard got wrapped up in a bunch of seaweed, and maybe that's why his friend couldn't find him.
The team was hopeful that whatever caused the strange injury to the fish 2 days ago might still be active. But without any leads appearing, the next step will be to check out that fish for themselves. Mysterious attacks in the waters of the Gulf have seen a small spike in recent years. Randy and Sarah experienced one on Kodiak Island in 2006.
It was really mild summer weather, and I just wanted to read my book and just kind of enjoy the weather.
While she was camped out with her book, I went swimming in the water for a little bit. And that's when I felt something grab my ankle and pull me down.
I heard him crying out, and I look over, and he's almost completely submerged in the surf. And then I catch this glimpse of something near him, and it was this green foot and a tail. So I run over to help him at this point, and I am completely freaking out. And I start to kind of tell him what I saw, thinking he would tell me that I was crazy.
No, because I have no explanation for it either.
The injured fish caught by the fishing crew was left with a local ichthyologist for examination.
At this point, it's really the only clue we have.
Ken and Jax receive word that he's completed his analysis. They head to the lab to find out what he's learned.
Dr. Chris?
Come on in.
Hey, there he is.
How we doing?
How's it going?
Well, it's kind of interesting here. Now, what you've got is a really nice species of the Kita salmon. But this salmon was, as you said, was net caught. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can see this crisscross pattern here.
Yeah.
That's from the gill net. And then the fish is caught in the gill net. So this part of the body, it's still trying to swim and it's still alive at that point. When this injury hit, that was it. The fish was done.
Is there a possibility that this animal could have injured itself somehow? Maybe a boat propeller?
Well, a boat propeller is going to slice across here.
So if something had an injury like this and it was instantly dead, how did it end up in the net?
Well, it would have sunk normally, but I think it got injured after it was in the net.
So what kind of predator could make that kind of bite?
The bite here has a curved feature to it, even with this ripping here, and it's about 14 centimeters by 7 centimeters deep, which is quite a large bite mark. When you look at the predators that we have in these waters, the orca, they would just taken the whole fish. You might have gotten a head left. We look at something like the salmon shark, they would come in from the tail and it would have been a very clean hit. This is a sea lion skull.
Ah.
This often hits salmon coming in, but I'll tell you, when they take something like this, they're gonna shred it.
Have you seen any kind of bite like this before?
I can't say I have, no. It's almost human-like, just much, much bigger as far as how we would bite something. It's kind of interesting here. We've also got some really deep bruising on either side of the wound. And you can see that in here, and you can see the scale loss, almost as it was being grasped.
The ability to grasp and hold prey is limited to a few animals in this area, such as crabs like the king and tanner crab. But their claws would leave much smaller marks.
But these are pretty big, so I don't have an explanation for it.
So far, this fish is the only tangible clue we have as to what could be hurting people in the waters of the Alaska Triangle. And it's not giving us many answers.
Missing persons cases in the Alaska Triangle aren't limited to the rugged mountains and vast forests. A fisherman disappears in the ocean. A witness sees a green-webbed hand. Other similar reports, some including a green tail, have many thinking of an Alaskan legend of a mermaid-like creature called qualipollock, which they believe could be roaming Alaska Triangle waters. The team is looking for any clues that could explain the creature at the heart of these reports.
It's kind of interesting here. We've also got some really deep bruising on either side of the wound, and you can see the scale loss.
So are you saying that this fish looks like it was grasped by human hands?
I wouldn't say that, but it's not impossible.
What other predator options do we have then?
I'm stumped.
The ocean is obviously very vast and unexplored. Is it possible that we could be dealing with some type of invasive species here, maybe something that's not native to these Alaskan waters?
All kinds of predators in our water. All kinds of new things being discovered in the ocean every day.
Dr. Chris, this is some awesome information. I think it's definitely going to help us along in our investigation.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, I've been glad to help you.
The possibility that an underwater predator could be part human has been hypothesized in the aquatic ape theory. This idea suggests that during evolution, primates went through a phase of living in water at least part-time. Proponents of this theory say vestiges of this era remain. The ability to walk upright enables monkeys and humans alike to explore deeper sections of water while still breathing. And if we do submerge, humans' relatively hairless bodies enable faster movement, and our dive reflex allows us to hold our breath twice as long while submerged as we can on land. With such innate adaptations to water, could a strain of humanoid creature have gone fully aquatic and be haunting the ocean today? Without a known animal on which to focus the investigation, Ken and Tommy decide to gather more intel on the Qualipollock legend to see if it might correlate with any non-local species that could explain these incidents.
Hey, Aussie.
Hey, Tommy.
Good seeing you, my friend.
You too. Hi, Aussie. I'm Ken. To what honor do we owe your presence here? We're investigating a case of a missing fisherman. Very unusual circumstances. It's almost like something was dragging him straight down into the water.
Almost a green-like skinned webbed hand is what he described it as.
Okay. The Alupalik, it's an Inuit legend that stems from northern Arctic to discourage children from wandering off by themselves or to the shore. The Alupalik is a human-like creature. She has grayish-green-like color, and you know, their teeth are going inward. So once they bite, will not let go. And her eyes being really dark, the child can be drawn into those eyes like that and then be snatched. It's very sinister. Wow, that's a very chilling description.
But now this story is from the Arctic.
Yes.
Is it possible that the Qualipollock is migrating down from the Arctic down to here, Southeast Alaska?
It's probably due to lack of resources. You know, some of the villagers are migrating to cities for economic reasons, and so there's less children to go after.
Predators follow the prey.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, has anyone ever seen this thing in modern times? Are there any sightings?
Yeah. It's been not just children, but also adults as well.
Aussie, I really appreciate your time.
You're very welcome.
Always good seeing you, my friend.
You too.
Take care. We'll see you again.
Almost all legends are based on some seed of fact. Even if the Qualipollock doesn't exist as described, could there be a living creature out there similar enough to keep the legend alive? A fisherman named Jameson Cantor says yes. On an outing in 2009, he experienced something bizarre.
I was fishing off the coast of Yakutat, and I had just hooked a king salmon. I put my landing net in the water to try to catch it. And just about that time, I looked up and I saw this shape moving towards me. It was like it was a baby seal or a porpoise. But as it got closer, the proportions weren't right for a seal or a porpoise. Suddenly, it rammed my net. I struggled with it, trying to untangle it, but instead, it jerked the net away. Of all the weird things that have ever happened to me on the water, that was one of the strangest.
The team reconvenes to discuss their findings. Even if sightings do suggest the Qualipollock, there's a problem. The legend places this mermaid thousands of miles away from these incidents. But Ken has a theory that could answer this dilemma.
You know, one thing I've been thinking about, guys, is migration patterns. We're talking about a huge distance from here to northern Alaska, where the legends of the Qualipollock are relevant. Maybe thousands of miles if you were to literally go around the coast of Alaska. That sounds daunting, but I mean, when you keep it in perspective, there are certain marine animals that migrate immense distances over the course of a year.
One of the more well-known ocean travelers is the humpback whale. They can cover up to 5,000 miles annually from their tropical birthing grounds to their polar feeding grounds. Leatherback turtles can swim even farther, some going more than 7,000 miles on their annual Pacific Ocean round trip. And Pacific salmon traverse up to 900 miles, plus a 7,000-foot elevation change as they travel inland from the ocean as far as Idaho to spawn. Based on these facts, an animal swimming around Alaska is within reason. But what animal could it be? And why would it have made that journey?
I put together a list of similar incidents reported to the authorities. I want to check and see if we can map out these sightings and see if we can see any correlations.
Absolutely.
A marine chart here.
Okay, Tommy. First one's going to be in Juneau, May of 2004. And the second one's going to be on Kodiak Island. And that's going to be June of 2006. And our third and final case is going to be Yakutat, and that's going to be July of 2009. A salmon fisherman said he saw a shadow in the water and appeared to take his net. Just got me thinking, what do these all have in common?
Well, you mentioned the salmon fishermen. These dates on here are the peak of each region for their salmon migration.
So you're saying whatever this thing is, it seems to be following salmon around the Gulf of Alaska.
Possibility.
Tommy, when is the peak season for king salmon right here where we are?
Right now.
In southeast Alaska, king salmon maintain a strong presence from May to July, with subtle variations each year. This year, July is the top month.
Observing this pattern means that humans may not be the primary prey of this creature, as the mermaid legend suggests. Perhaps it's salmon, and that gives us an opportunity to track this animal down and find out what it is once and for all. Well, at least now we know what to use for bait. You guys thinking what I'm thinking?
I think we need some chum.
Every year, thousands of people go missing in the Alaska Triangle. The disturbingly high number suggests there could be unrecognized phenomena at work. The team's search for answers has led them to the Gulf of Alaska, where a fisherman vanished at the hands of a mysterious creature. A wound found in a fish indicates a predator with sharp teeth that might have the ability to grasp its prey. Could it be a mermaid of North Alaskan lore called Qualipollock? The culprit appears to have a taste for salmon, following the different migrations around the Gulf. The team is going to prep some salmon chum for another outing on the ocean, hoping it will draw the creature to them.
All right, nice and bloody.
Here we go.
Well, I sure hope this works.
Well, looking at all the locations and then what happened to us the other day with the fish in the net, it all points back to salmon. So I'll be at a loss if this doesn't at least get us another clue. We're going back out with the fishing crew today. We'll do an overnight trip to maximize our chances to find this creature. I doubt it's a mermaid, but it definitely could be a creature that hasn't been identified before.
New ocean species are being discovered all the time. Just this century, animals like the ghost shrimp and flapjack octopus have been identified and cataloged. With less than 5% of the world's oceans explored, who knows what else could be out there?
My theory is, this predator has gone after humans on a couple of occasions. So I have a backup plan. While you guys were resting today, I went and gave a little bit of blood. I thought we'll add some human blood in with the chum.
Whoa, that's you, brother?
That's me, donating to the cause.
I've really got to hand it to Jax. I mean, bringing his own blood, that's a brilliant idea. It's been demonstrated that certain ocean predators, like sharks, for example, can detect scents as diluted as 1 part per 25 million. So if this creature really is drawn to people, a bag of Jax's finest should get its attention.
With their bait ready, the team joins the fishing crew and heads back out toward open waters.
All right, everybody's on.
The crew will help them put out nets with an eye towards catching whatever's eating salmon and leaving these unidentified bite marks. As the boat heads toward a location where there have been multiple reports of king salmon, the team keeps a sharp eye on the water.
Hey, there we go. Look at those bait balls on the depth finder. That looks good. Oh, yeah, look, 1, 2, 3. Look. See those bait balls? 1, 2, 3. We need to set the net. Heck yeah, get her done.
With a swarm of salmon beneath them, the team feels this is the prime place to try to catch their quarry.
This is the spot, guys. Ready to toss some chum?
Yeah, I'll do it.
As the crew readies the net, the team starts chumming the waters, hoping to entice any predators to action.
Perfect. Let me have that line. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That's perfect.
Jeff, is there any chance that, doing this chumming is going to bring in other predators, like maybe seals?
Oh, heck yeah.
That's something we got to keep in mind, guys.
That chum will bring all kinds of stuff into that bait.
Hey, Jeff, if you don't mind, can you keep an eye on our line for us? And then, Tom, if you want to hit the bow and keep an eye out there.
Yeah, I'll take the bow.
And then Ken and I can be watching both shorelines here.
Yeah.
Okay.
With their traps set, the team settles in for some diligent surveillance.
Got a lot of surface area to cover here. This is kind of daunting.
Do you see something?
I thought I saw something big. It wasn't just a white cap.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah,
Southwest, southwest over there?
Yep, I do see it. Hey, Grant. Yeah. Go ahead and glass that corner. There's something in the water over there, seriously.
Yep. Something just popped out right about.
Right there. No, there's a black object that broke the surface twice. Just keep looking in that area right there. You see it?
Big clumps of seaweed.
Is that what it is?
The two that I'm looking at, yeah.
This is odd. The amount of chum that we're putting into the water should be drawing in all types of predators. Instead, we're not seeing any. I'm wondering if there could be some other animal in the water that's scaring all the others away.
Wow. See that, Shelby?
Oh.
Big, huge thing in there. Huh. Whole bunch of stuff. Hey, guys.
What's up?
There's something pretty big on this depth finder there.
Go check it out, Ken.
Oh, I see it, that shape right there in the middle?
Yep.
Can you tell what that thing is? We're not talking about a school of fish here. That's
No, that's a
definitely
big
an
solid object.
The Gulf of Alaska has become a popular destination for vacationers, fishermen, and adventurers. But has it also attracted a new kind of predator? Northern Alaskan mythology describes a killer mermaid known as Qualipollock, a humanoid sea creature notorious for kidnapping children and carrying them away in a pouch. Is there a real animal that could have inspired these legends? The manatee is credited as the most likely suspect to generate mermaid legends around the world. With 5 finger-like bones in their forelimbs and tail-like vertebrae, their skeleton could easily be interpreted as a mermaid, and their ability to do tail stands and hold themselves upright in the water makes live ones appear very human-like from a distance. The extinct relative of the manatee, known as the stellar sea cow, used to inhabit North Pacific waters, but these animals were herbivores. They would not have gone after people. The team is forced to search for another answer, and there's a chance they just found it.
Wow. See that, Shelby?
Oh.
Big, huge thing in there. Huh. Whole bunch of stuff. Hey, guys.
What's up?
There's something pretty big on this depth finder there.
Go check it out, Ken.
It's huge.
Oh, I see it, that big
Yeah.
shape right there in the middle?
Yep.
Can you tell what that thing is?
Wow, look at that.
That's a humpback whale.
Humpback whales, they come in here all the time.
Observing the humpback was impressive, but disappointing in terms of our investigation. Obviously, this is not the animal behind the attacks on humans. The good news is we still have a long night ahead of us to continue our search.
The mystery of this animal is of particular interest to Amir Gara, who was with a friend on a beach in 2007 when something tragic happened.
I was out with my friend at Clam Gulch, which is on the Kenai Peninsula, and we were digging for razor clams. We were out there for about half hour when my buddy decides to head up the beach to see if he could find a better spot. It was kind of a foggy day, so it wasn't long before he was out of sight. But I was busy in my own area, so I wasn't really paying attention to him. Then suddenly I hear him yell really loud. It was kind of freakish because I couldn't see him, but it sounded horrifying. So I ran up the beach to see what's going on. And I can't see him anywhere. All I see is his bucket. My first thought was that he got too deep in the water and a riptide got a hold of him. But as I'm scanning the shoreline, I noticed these crazy prints in the sand. They looked humanoid, but larger. And the toes actually appeared webbed. I once heard about a mermaid legend in Alaska, And based on what I saw, I'm ready to believe it.
As night falls, the team puts more chum in the water, hoping that their quarry will partake in some nocturnal feeding.
Think that's enough?
That's good for now, right? Don't you think, Tommy? All right, guys, it's gonna be a very long night. I'm thinking we stagger some things here. I think if you take the bow first, I'll take the stern, you take a nap, and we'll just rotate. That way we don't get too tired or complacent.
There should always be 2 of us out here at one time, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ken agrees to take the first sleep break, while Jax and Tommy man their lookout positions. They'll have spotlights ready in case they hear any sounds in the water.
How's it looking?
It's all quiet. Feels like the wind's picking back up. This is probably the toughest surveillance I've ever done. We're trying to find an unknown animal in the ocean at night. We've set up everything we can. Chum, spotlights, sonar. I'm even taking thermal imagings of the water to see if there's any warm bodies. But spotting this creature is gonna be a tall order. Did you see that? What was that? Ken, bring the spotlight. What happened? Loud thud right here on the side of the boat. Might have got it with the camera. Did you see that? What was that? Ken, bring the spotlight. What happened? Loud thud right here on the side of the boat. A thud? Might have got it with the camera.
Yeah, no, as soon as he turned over, I put the camera down like that, right?
Wait, so you heard something hit the boat? Is that what you're saying?
Like a thud. It's kind of...
Over here to the left, right there. So whatever it was, I saw something just like splash, jump out of the water, and almost hit the bottom of the boat right over there.
Jax, did you see it?
No, I just heard it. I was so close. The noise just sounded like it was right next to us.
Hold on, man. But you were rolling though, right?
Yeah, I was rolling, and I saw something like white.
So we can rewind it and see what you got?
Yeah.
You want to get on the wind? Whatever it is.
Yeah, no, let's see it, man. I want to see it.
All right.
Oh, here we go. Let's check it out.
Yeah, okay.
I've been on these waters most of my life, and a bump like that is oftentimes just a floating log. We call them a deadhead. We need to check the footage and see if that's all it is. You know what a deadhead is? They bob up and down. They bob up and down, and I've hit them before in my boat. Thud.
I don't think that's what it was, but I can't say conclusively it wasn't.
Well, I mean, I was right there with the spotlight, and we didn't see it again. So whatever it was, it went back down.
Okay, and I'm going to stop it when it hits.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right there. Look at that, right there.
Right there. Huh. I mean, it's obviously something, but...
Wow, that's weird.
Pretty dark. I can't tell.
Is it a fin?
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I mean, it looks like it.
It looks like a fin.
But you can't really say conclusively, though.
The shape on the video definitely looks like an aquatic creature, but there's so little of it visible, and it's so dark that identifying it could be a real challenge.
It looks like a fish to me of some sort.
Obviously, it's smaller than a whale, so I mean, I guess it could be something like a seal, but it just doesn't. No,
it doesn't have the appearance of a seal
fin's
at
not
all.
right.
I mean, Tommy's seen lots of seals. Is that
Lots of seals, sea otters. They flip in the water when they're up, and then they flip to go back down. Especially the sea otters.
It's not doing that. That's for sure.
I mean, it's frustrating because it's not definitive enough, but I mean, we can't rule out the possibility that that is what we came here looking for. That could be the koala pollock. Yeah, the really weird thing is that we didn't get it on sonar, whatever it was, according to Jeff. I mean, but that should have shown up on sonar. That's a big footprint right there. The fact that this creature didn't show up on sonar means that it's probably swimming near the surface. So if we stay diligent and keep our spotlights ready, We may just have another opportunity to see it.
I think we need to keep the watch going.
Yeah, I'll take the next watch.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
The team remains on alert the rest of the night, but they don't have any other sightings.
The sun's come up now. Why don't we sink a camera down there, see if we can see any kind of damage against the hull, and who knows what we might see at this point.
Sounds like a good idea. Cool.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Whatever hit us last night hit us pretty hard. There should be evidence left at the point of impact. This is based on a rule of forensics called the Locard exchange principle.
Dr. Edmond Locard was a French pioneer of early forensics. So well regarded, he became known as the Sherlock Holmes of France. He established the idea that whenever a suspect makes contact with any item, there is an exchange of material. This trace evidence can be used to identify the individual. In the case of a creature ramming a boat, there might be more than just trace evidence left behind.
Okay, going down. Oh, man, that's a good picture. How's it look? Good picture.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing nothing yet. I think that's a good depth right there, Tommy. We just moved to the right. Go a little deeper right there. Hey, look at that. What is that? That's an obvious mark, man. I can't tell what it is.
What the hell is that? We gotta ask the captain. Those might have already been there.
What you got?
What do you think?
What is that?
Those 3 marks, yeah. See that?
Was that there before?
No.
You hit some debris before? There?
Not like
No?
that. If we hit anything, that would be underneath. Wow, that's bizarre.
What the hell is that? We gotta ask the captain. Those might have already been there.
What you got?
Those 3 marks.
Was that there before?
No. Wow, that's bizarre.
And now look at it. It looks like a scrape. You know, are we looking at some debris?
A mark like that? Something hit it from above. And maybe possibly trying to pull itself up.
To me, that looks like claw marks. I mean, we have to consider the real possibility that these are the marks of the koala pollock.
I think it's time to step up the game. I think we start chumming again. We use some of my blood.
Let's do it.
I'll get the blood.
Guys, we gotta be careful, man. This thing could be dangerous.
Tie that line off on the stern corner.
We're good.
Ready to start chumming?
Let's do it.
This is it. This is the last of our chum.
Let's get it all out.
We good? You guys ready for the blood? Let's see how this goes.
Our last shot at this.
You're definitely gonna draw something in.
It's all gone, guys.
The blood trail spreads along the length of the line like an underwater dinner bell that should draw any predators toward the net.
Hey, Jax, how about go up on top?
Yeah, bird's eye view might work, huh?
Right on, yeah.
Perfect. You got that side, Tommy?
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
I can still see the blood out by the orange ball out there. Hey, guys, there's something in the net. Feel the tension on it, Tommy.
It's heavy.
Something's in the net.
Oh my God. Oh, Jax, get down here, brother. This thing is big. Holy, wait, you gotta get this thing in.
Open the door there.
Oh. Got it?
What do you guys got going on?
We got something.
Got something heavy in here.
Watch your hands.
Ow!
Keep pulling it down.
I don't know, we're almost at the end. There's nothing in it.
Wait, there's nothing. Wait a
There's nothing in it. It's gone, guys.
No, something hit that.
Hey, right here.
Whoa.
Look at that.
What the?
Holy cow.
That's huge. Look how big that hole is.
You can fit 2 men through that.
And that's frayed there.
Sure is. What could do that? When then that's large.
I don't know, Grant, what do you think? A salmon shark?
Had to have been something big.
Well, salmon shark would have the teeth to do that.
Something just eviscerated this entire net.
This didn't get torn as we're pulling in. It's actually missing a section of net.
It's like something cut it. Look.
Yeah, when we started yanking that sucker in, it was really heavy. First few pulls, and then it just got light.
That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
Did you guys get anything on sonar?
Were you marking?
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything on the.
Look at the size of this. Look at the size of this.
It's big.
It's right in the
Crazy.
middle, right?
Holy moly.
The team secures the evidence and gets back to their hunt, but the rest of the day goes by without any more leads. As they make their long trek back to port, they consider the various evidence they found in this strange and mysterious case.
Well, guys, this has been a pretty bizarre set of circumstances if you think about it. I mean, it started off with the disappearance of the fisherman, you know, and the account of a green webbed hand coming up on the side of a boat. And then we pull up a salmon. It's got a friggin' bite right out of the middle of it.
Not just the bite, but the bruising and, you know, how it was grasped.
All the missing scales in there.
And the hull gets hit.
And what tops it all off is the net. The legend of the koala pollock describes this kind of knapsack that this creature supposedly carries on its back, and that it uses it to actually place small children that it's abducted. And at first I thought, well, maybe someone could misinterpret a bunch of seaweed kind of gathered around on its body. Now after this event with the net, who's to say that if this creature did exist, that maybe it used things like fishing nets, woven them together to form this garment, and that could basically explain that aspect of the koala pollock legend.
Well, I'm not far off from you with that. I mean, we're talking about 5% of the world's waters have been explored. So there's lots of creatures, and they're constantly finding things. Man, a mermaid? That's a stretch for me.
Yeah, but krakens and leviathans were considered to be legends for a couple thousand years, but in the 1800s, a giant squid was discovered, proving there's real basis to these legends. So who knows what could be down there?
There are always things to be discovered. And, you know, admittedly, I am disappointed that we didn't get definitive proof of the koala pollock, but if these things do exist and they're starting to make their homes in more populated areas, and in fact starting to prey on adult humans, then it's just a matter of time before they are proven to be real. Who's to say that something like that couldn't exist out there?
For now, the mystery of what creature is behind these incidents remains unresolved. But there's no doubt there are far more life forms under the ocean's surface than we know. And worldwide legends suggest mermaids could be among them. Is it possible that climate change and the shifting ecosystem have driven a mermaid-like beast from Arctic waters in search of more plentiful prey? And could that prey include the missing fishermen, among others? If the legends are true,
what was that?
This vicious koala pollock may be one more reason
what the
people continue to go missing in Alaska. Night in 2011, 3 hunters were heading out to their favorite overnight hunting spot along the northern edge of Denali Park in Alaska. They never imagined something might be hunting them. They stopped to relax for a bit and indulge in a quick smoke and a drink. As they talked, Ben Jones decided he needed a pit stop. He trudged off among the trees, looking for a little privacy. But as he walked, he continued farther into the woods than his friends Mark and Tom expected. Something apparently drew his attention. Moments later, they heard the sound. They hurried to respond, but they couldn't find Ben anywhere. Instead, they saw a monstrous beast among the trees that sent them running. Local legends of a bear-wolf hybrid called the Amarok, or demon wolf, pervade the area. Could this creature have targeted this hunting party for its own vicious harvest? The only thing known for sure, Ben Jones hasn't been seen since. Inside the vast frontier of Alaska is a mysterious triangle where each year, 5 out of every 1,000 people go missing.
Something out there.
3 investigators look for answers. Jax, a former police officer. Ken, a specialist in strange phenomena. And Tommy, an expert on Alaskan legends. Together, they uncover mysterious sightings and ancient legends, exploring the possibilities of those who go missing in Alaska.
Pretty rugged environment out here.
Yeah, it is.
Ken and Jax arrive at the area of Denali Park where Ben Jones went missing. They're meeting with Ben's friend Mark, who was with him that night.
Hey, I'm Ken.
Hey, Ken. Mark.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing, Jax?
Hey, Jax. Good to meet you.
Mark is going to take us to the exact spot where his buddy Ben disappeared and tell us what he thinks he saw that night.
Right here.
So this is where you began your hunt that day?
This is where we started, yeah. The caribou here are pretty plentiful and active. We started with, a couple of beers, try to warm up. It was getting kind of cold.
You just have the beers before you got out here or when you were out here?
No, we always bring them with us,
As an investigator, I'm always trying to evaluate the validity of an eyewitness. When I hear that alcohol was involved, I know that it might have altered Mark's perceptions. We like to map it out where you last saw Ben and retrace your steps, step by step, the best as you can recollect.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm happy to help. This is a spot we like to kind of survey the area from. Call it the V. It's perfect. We can get a nice vantage point by climbing up here and staking out the area.
The thing I noticed about this location is beyond the vantage point, the terrain is pretty flat. I had wondered if Ben had slipped down a hillside or fallen into a ravine, but that doesn't seem to be a possibility here.
And we sat here, took a break, polished off our flasks, and then Ben took off. We started getting worried about him, right? Because we didn't hear from him or see him for a while. This is when we heard the noise, the howl.
Howling is unique to wolves. Bears and other large predators don't exhibit this behavior. But wolf howls tend to be a rallying of the pack. For a lone animal to make this sound, it's most likely a warning to an intruder.
Do you remember what direction you heard that vocalization from?
Well, it sounded like it came from over there. So we started trying to find Ben, and as we were looking around, I saw something. It was like a bear, but different.
Can you take us to the area where you saw this creature?
We're getting close. Just up this way.
Okay, you were standing here?
I'm standing right here.
And the animal was?
Right there.
Okay, that's about 100 yards.
It was like the biggest bear I'd ever seen. It looked like a brown bear, but it had some weird differences to it. This like gray, kind of nasty, matted fur.
Mark definitely feels that he saw some sort of strange creature out here. But as far away as he was, and as dark as it was, and the fact that he'd been drinking, I'm thinking this could have been a normal animal attack. You've seen bears out here. How much do you think this weighed?
Easily 900 pounds. I mean, this thing was huge. It was almost like if you took a bear and added a wolf nose or snout to it, that's what it was.
Interesting.
Mark describes this creature as sort of a wolf-bear hybrid, which fits a known legend from this area, the Amarok.
The Amarok, AKA the demon wolf, has been a fixture of Inuit mythology for hundreds of years, sporting the face of a wolf and the body of a bear, and standing up to 9 feet tall. The Amarok is reported to target lone hunters at night But Ben was not fully alone. Could the demon wolf be the animal that got him? And could it be far more aggressive than previously thought?
Even though I'm skeptical, there is a mystery here. Where did Ben go? If this was just a wolf or bear, how did he disappear so quickly? And why wasn't anything found? This case definitely requires more research and investigation. You ready to head back?
Yeah, let's go.
Can you take us out of here, Mark?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Images of massive wolf-like predators are not limited to Alaskan lore. In Norse mythology, wolves represent the force that will bring down the cosmos, including the devouring of our sun and moon. Even in modern children's stories, the big bad wolf has come to represent evil incarnate. This evil became all too real in France in the 1760s, when an oversized wolf known as the Beast of Gévaudan killed and ate dozens of people. But the Alaskan legend suggests a beast that's even more terrifying, a wolf with the size and aggressiveness of a bear. Jax and Tommy visit a local expert named Aussie to learn more about the demon wolf legend.
Hey.
Good seeing you, my friend, Aussie.
Hey, you too, man.
This is Jack.
Hey, Jack. Nice to meet you. What brings you to this part of this world?
We understand that you can maybe tell us a little bit more about this Amarak.
Amarak?
Yes.
Okay. I've heard a couple stories here and there for people from up north known as the Inupiat people. This one story is about this father who was mourning the death of one of his children. Apparently, they suspect that this child was eaten by the wolf or the Amarak. That mourner went out there searching for answers, and Amarak just killed him, you know, right there on the spot. This Amarak is mean. It can come out of nowhere without you knowing. They usually follow their prey, which is the caribou or the moose. If they're aggressive, they'll follow you, they'll hunt you down. You have to stay on top of them and show them that you're the master, you're not afraid.
If we come across one, is there a way to defend ourselves?
Good luck.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Awesome.
Come again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
According to Brittany Walters, good luck is the only reason she wasn't a victim of the demon wolf herself.
I was walking my dog along the edge of the woods. I looked on the ground and I saw animal remains. I couldn't tell what it was because whatever had gotten to it really destroyed this animal. And in the past, I'm able to identify the animal because the carcass is somewhat intact. I thought this was really strange, so I decided to head home immediately. As I turned around, I heard a howl. And I looked back, and there was this huge animal. I thought it was a wolf at first, because it had a canine face and legs like a wolf. I was so scared. And then it got back down on its 4 feet and ran in the opposite direction. I've never seen an animal run that fast before.
Based on Mark's testimony that Ben was attacked at night, the team heads back to the area where Ben went missing for an overnight stakeout. They hope to see what is stirring here and whether any animal they find might tie into Ozzy's depiction of the Amarak.
We don't know if the Amarak is real or just a scary story. But legends of wolf-like monsters are known throughout North America.
In Canadian lore, an animal similar to the demon wolf is called the wahila. In Michigan, in the late 1800s, a similar creature was dubbed the Michigan Dogman. The team has to wonder if there could be any truth behind all these different sightings.
Seen other tracks?
Well, this is a good sign. We got something living up here.
Hey guys, these tracks come back over this way. We may have found a food source.
Yeah, these are definitely moose tracks. Food source for the wolves out here.
The fact that we found these moose tracks indicates that there's a viable food source moving through the area. So it's reasonable to assume that there are going to be predators in this area as well. And it would be great to capture their movements on the cameras that we brought with us. What do you think about here? This feels like kind of a good natural cut for a predator to kind of slink along low.
Definitely, he would have cover.
easily
we
conceal
put the
himself.
equipment up before it gets too much darker.
Yeah,
to
I
see
think
what
so
we're doing.
too. Let me see if I can find a spot down here, maybe a little lower. This little low cut, this is perfect.
The team has infrared trail cameras that can record up to 6 hours of HD video. They'll aim them toward what they think is the most heavily trafficked path through this area.
Good location here, yeah.
Think we have a good angle?
Yeah.
Anything that's alive that moves through here, we'll get it on film.
The team finds a good spot to settle in for the night, far enough from the cameras to not spook any wildlife, but close enough to hear anything that passes through.
Back in prehistoric times, there were actually animals that would match the description of the Amarok quite well. One, of course, being the dire wolf. They were about 25% larger than modern wolves. And they were kind of built differently, too. They had bigger, sturdier bodies, shorter legs, but they had these massive bone-crushing teeth.
The dire wolf was the largest canine of all time, tipping the scales at 200 pounds and stretching more than 5 feet in length. It roamed North America until 10,000 years ago. This vicious predator was a fearsome hunter, competing toe-to-toe with the saber-toothed tiger for territory. Some believe these creatures might not have died out, and given enough space, they could have evolved into something even bigger.
Alaska is such a vast, open land. Most of it's uninhabited by man, so there are plenty of places out there that something like this could be hiding.
I'm not even kidding you. Do you hear
Out
that?
to the left.
In the Alaska Triangle, a hunter has gone missing. Witnesses report seeing a massive beast, part wolf, part bear, that may be to blame. But is this animal simply a myth? Hybrid beings are a staple of ancient lore. Centaurs depict a cross between man and horse. Griffins are a blend of lion and eagle. But a pattern of recent modern sightings suggests the demon wolf could be real. And the team's overnight stakeout might provide proof.
I'm not even kidding you. Do you hear
Out
that?
to the left.
That came from down by the trail cams. Let's go check this out.
Shine your light straight ahead.
Is it over there?
Let's turn it off and listen for a sight.
I don't hear anything now.
Well, we should finish out the night and see if we hear anything else.
I agree. Let's go.
The team returns to their stakeout, hoping for another chance at a sighting. But the rest of the night remains quiet.
Here we are, gentlemen.
The next morning, they arrive back at their cabin, anxious to see what their cameras recorded. It doesn't take long to find an answer.
Hey guys, come over and check this out. We got a little movement on the second camera. Did you see that? It's very quick. Watch it on the right side of the corner. It comes out in the last 2 seconds. Very fast and it's very low to the ground. It looks canine-like a little bit.
It's obviously way too small to enter into our Amarok.
The figure in the footage indicates the presence of real, normal-sized predators, not an enormous monster. The team has to consider if recent sightings were of an ordinary wolf that became exaggerated in the minds of frightened witnesses.
I think we definitely should talk to some experts. You have some contacts at the zoo, right, Ken?
Yeah, I've been talking to some people over at the zoo. They're wolf experts, which, you know, to me is an obvious launch point for this investigation. If there's a chance that it's just a normal wolf out there, then our best approach is going to be to study wolf behavior, to see if it fits the evidence in a way that would explain the eyewitness reports.
As Jax puts his investigative skills to use, finding and researching additional eyewitness accounts, Ken pursues the theory that the animal they're after might be an ordinary wolf. He meets with Stephanie and Shannon, two experts on wolf behavior at the local zoo.
Hello, ladies.
Hi.
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 Whether we're dealing with an Amarok, a dire wolf, or just an ordinary gray wolf, We need to know more about Alaskan wolves and their behavior patterns in order to draw any conclusions about what's out there. I'm investigating, believe it or not, accounts of this monstrous demon wolf known as the Amarok. And I thought it might be helpful to come out and talk to you and perhaps get some knowledge and look at these fabulous animals, since this may be our culprit we don't know.
Sounds good.
What about their, predation pattern? What do they eat? How do they hunt?
Well, they eat moose and caribou,
Yeah.
and some of them choose rabbits, whatever else they can get a hold of.
What don't they eat if they're working as a pack, taking down large prey, or working individually for a little snack in between the big meals?
I understand that they're very social animals. How unusual is it for, a so-called lone wolf, an individual to kind of strike off on its own?
Obviously, all the males can't live in the group forever, and they have to distribute, but they like to be together, so even if there was a lone wolf, I think it would be looking for a group. I don't think they really thrive on being alone.
Right.
We just put some enrichment out for the wolves so you can see their predatory behavior. Here they come.
That was so exciting. I love it.
Wow.
That's Steve. We let him out in order of dominance. So since Steve's the alpha male, he gets
first
the
shot.
first one out, yeah. This is one of their very favorite things. It is interesting, though. You can see a lot of good pack behavior. Obviously, the two alphas are on the beaver right now. And
Yeah, see that?
No one else is really coming around. They're observing.
They're waiting their turn.
Yeah.
Everything about wolf behavior appears tied to this pack mentality they possess. They crave social interaction and rely on a social hierarchy in order to survive. So if this creature is acting alone, maybe it's not a typical wolf after all. Wolf attacks on humans. Is that something that's common? Is it very exceptional and unexpected?
It's not very common. Wolves are really naturally shy and timid animals. Even the ones here that have been habituated to people and sounds and movements, they're still really cautious about things that they're not sure of.
The more I learn here, the more I think that this is not an ordinary wolf. But there is another possibility. This could be an extraordinary wolf. Based on its reported size, perhaps this is a wolf displaying gigantism.
Gigantism is a condition that affects creatures throughout the animal kingdom. In humans, it's caused by an overproduction of growth hormone through a compromised pituitary gland or a mutated gene. Genetics are also behind the huge size of the liger, the offspring of a male lion and female tiger, which can top 1,000 pounds. But the right environment can also spawn huge creatures, like the Goliath frog, which benefits from relative isolation and limited predators. And the existence of deep-sea gigantism suggests that cold temperatures at the bottom of the ocean can spawn oversized animals like the Japanese spider crab. Alaska features both isolation and cold temperatures. Could these conditions have created a gigantic wolf? And if so, might it be an outcast from its pack and have to adapt with increased aggression?
Well, ladies, this information has been incredibly helpful. I can't thank you enough for meeting me out here, introducing me to your beautiful wolves. This has been really an amazing experience for me.
Wanting to see if the gigantism theory matches current sightings, Ken joins Jax to interview a witness named Nick, who claims to have had a demon wolf encounter just a couple of weeks ago. Nick agrees to meet with the team at the roadside location where this possible giant wolf appeared.
How you doing? Good. Nick, right? Yes, sir. I'm Jax.
Jax tells me that you saw something remarkable out here.
What had happened was about 30 yards up that way past the junction there. It's about 2 a.m., pretty dark. I was just leaving a friend's house, and I about struck a carcass. Carcass strikes are pretty common here, so what we do is call the troopers. Troopers come out and they'll remove the carcass. I was dialing up the troopers. I saw a shadow come out of the woods. It was big for a bear, but it didn't match the shape of a bear. The snout was wolfish in shape. That's when it dropped down and disemboweled it. It grabbed the caribou and took off. It went for the woods, and it went for the woods quick.
After it left, what'd you do?
You know, I looked at what it left behind, and it left behind the entrails. Usually, when you see wolves and bears feed, as soon as they have it open, they go for organs.
They go for the soft tissues first. Yeah.
Coming into this interview, my top theory was this is just a bear. I was even willing to consider Ken's idea of a genetically mutated wolf. But this feeding behavior that Nick describes doesn't fit a bear or a wolf.
The team is starting to feel that the natural explanations are becoming less likely, and the supernatural ones are getting harder to rule out. Alaska, a land of amazing scenery and a sinister secret. What happens to the thousands of people who go missing in the Alaska Triangle every year? 2 hunters caught a glimpse of an enormous wolf-like beast just after their partner disappeared. Could native tales of the Amarok or demon wolf be true? Based on its reported size and isolationist nature, it seems unlikely to be an ordinary wolf, and its eating habits cast doubt on it being a mutated, oversized wolf either. But is it still possible it could be a bear? The team sets up a meeting with a big game hunter named Mike to cross-reference their evidence with his bear expertise.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, how are you?
I'm Mike.
Jax.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Hey, Mike. Mike.
So what can I do for you?
It's a pleasure. We're here investigating accounts of a mysterious animal. It's kind of a wolf, kind of a bear. Behavior-wise, they claim that this animal is it's a lone hunter, a solitary hunter. It's nocturnal, and it, according to legend, preys on human hunters that are foolish enough to kind of wander out into the woods at night.
Oh,
So
okay.
That's the legend.
So it's a hybrid between bear and wolf?
That's what they say.
We've got features both wolf-like and bear-like.
The possibility of a wolf-bear hybrid has already come true according to the fossil record. For more than 44 million years, the Amphicyonidae, also known as bear dogs, roamed North America, Eurasia, and Africa. They were some of the largest carnivores of their time, with certain varieties topping 1,300 pounds. But these monstrous predators went extinct 2 million years ago. Or did they? Bear dogs belonged to a suborder called Caniformia. The Caniformia animals branched into a variety of species, including bears, all canines, seals, walruses, raccoons, and badgers, to name a few. Could there be a hidden strain among these offspring, an ongoing crossbreed of wolf and bear that has remained undetected in modern biology? And could the open wilds of Alaska be the place it calls home?
Well, I can tell you a little bit about bears.
Let's start there.
Pretty much brown bears and black bears are solitary animals for the most part. They prefer to hunt alone and to travel alone for most of the time. They don't just prey on the sick and wounded. That's kind of a common myth about bears. They just get whatever they can get. If it's in front of them and they can catch it, they'll go for it. They're a predator. If he comes out and you take off running, he's going to chase you. It's just in his nature to do it.
Mike describes the aggressive behavior of bears, explaining that they will give chase just because they're wired that way. But so far with the demon wolf, the account suggests a more cautious approach, waiting until the prey is alone or attacking when there's sufficient cover. If this is just a bear, it's one with a high degree of cunning and intelligence.
So we're planning to go out and look for this animal. I was wondering if you could give us any tips when we go back out there. If it's bear-like, should it even be active this time of year?
Bears do occasionally come out of their dens during the winter. One thing that you can look for, a lot of times bears will get up against a tree and they'll bite that tree as high as they can reach, or they'll claw it with their claws. And it's kind of a territorial thing.
Down in southeast Alaska, we see a lot of that sign there on the alder trees, a lot of real soft bark, and they'll get in there and chew and claw that up.
Another thing that you can look for, bears are fairly well known for burying their kills. It's sort of a way of saying, that's mine. Almost every time they'll relocate that kill. They'll grab it and they'll drag it off about 40 or 50 yards out in the brush somewhere, and they'll bury it. So you've got to be really cautious when you go into these kill sites and make sure you're not running into a situation.
And this could also be an explanation possibly for some reason why these people aren't discovered. When I think about how Ben Jones disappeared, maybe whatever got him picked him up whole and buried him somewhere. No drag marks, no pieces left behind. That would explain a lot.
These are all helpful hints for us to maybe see if we can find what we're looking for out there and sign of bear or animals maybe the Amarok is related to.
Excellent. Really appreciate getting to meet you guys.
Thanks for all your
Good luck
help.
on your expedition, and I'll be looking.
Mike's insights have given the team a plan. They'll revisit the location of Nick's roadside sighting and look for scratches on trees or patches of dug-up earth to see if they can track this creature down, be it a bear, a prehistoric canid, or something else. The team arrives at the site where a beast was seen snatching carrion from the roadside. This time, they brought some carrion of their own.
Tommy, I appreciate you carrying that beaver out here, brother. Wolves are actually very fond of dead beavers, so I think that that could be a key piece of bait. We still don't know if we're dealing with a wolf or a bear or something that displays the characteristics of both. So we're keeping both in mind, using the beaver as bait. We know that wolves eat them, and bears are opportunistic. They'll eat anything. So they should draw the creature out, whatever it is.
Damn, this is thick.
Has anybody seen any tracks or anything yet?
Not yet.
Hey guys, check this out over here. It's a claw mark on the tree.
Oh. Well, that's something.
Some serious claw marks there. It's just like a bear marking its territory here. But look how widespread they are.
What's really jumping out at me is just the freshness of the cuts, right? I mean, this isn't something that's been sitting around a while, so.
This is a pretty big bear that would have done this. Usually they're in this range, so this is pretty high.
Definitely need to stay alert tonight.
I've seen bear scratch marks on trees my whole life, and even the biggest bear leave a fairly tight scratch pattern on the bark, just a few inches wide. These marks are spread out over more than a foot. So it's either making these scratches one at a time, which I've never seen before, or this is one massive animal.
The open wilds of Alaska are a paradise for predators. Bears and wolves thrive in this land of abundant prey. But could these rich feeding grounds have given rise to a new type of predator, described by witnesses as a cross between bear and wolf, that is making meals out of man? Among the recent epidemic of sightings, Healy resident Sean Decker had a frightening experience on a winter's night in 2008.
Me and my girlfriend, we were spending the weekend over at my parents' vacation home over near the foothills. And before I went to bed, I decided to take out the trash. So I went out back, and then I had this mysterious feeling like something was watching me. And then I heard a noise over by the trash cans. And I saw what looked like a bear. But it had limbs like a dog or a wolf. And then when it looked up at me, I ran back inside. I'll never forget the look of its eyes when it stared back at me.
As they explore the spot of a reported Amarok sighting, the team discovers some unusual scratch marks on a tree.
This is a pretty big bear that would have done this. Usually they're in this range, so this is pretty high.
Definitely need to stay alert tonight with some of the noises we're hearing, and let's see if we can find any more signs nearby.
Hey guys, we got some bones here. Not far from where we find the scratch marks, we spot a pile of animal bones. There's half a pelvis. Big animal. They're all separated and picked clean, with almost surgical precision.
Get a full leg here in joint.
It's not unexpected to find bones where predators roam, but the state of the remains may provide a clue.
Looks like there's more than 4 legs. Am I wrong about that?
Ken, we got a whole nother leg over here.
Yeah, there's more than 4 legs. This has got to be more than one animal. I mean, we're looking at least 6 legs here.
This is not a normal kill site. Bears are known to stash food, but not usually in the same place. It appears something is treating this spot like a home base, something other than a typical bear.
You're right in the middle where someone brings in and hides their food. We need to definitely be alert. You almost imagine a predator bringing his prey here
lying right here while he's gnawing on his prey.
What's missing?
Skulls.
Exactly, there's no skull. Typically you find a ton of vertebrae, and those are some of the most common things you find because mammals have so many vertebrae.
There's no rib cage here?
There's no rib cage, there's no vertebrae, which would indicate that the meaty parts.
Right.
You know what this kind of reminds me of is Nick's story about what he saw grabbing meat off the road and diving off into the forest.
Leaving pieces behind.
Leaving pieces behind.
I was still hanging on to the bear theory, thinking one strange incident on the roadside wasn't enough to rule it out. But now we see this second bizarre feeding ground that doesn't fit bear behavior.
What kind of animal is strong enough to carry 200, 300, possibly 400 pounds of bone and muscle and flesh to a spot like this without dragging it in the forest?
I know a grizzly bear can. They can pick up and carry a whole hind quarter away. But grizzlies are not hunting big game right now. They're hibernating.
Wondering if this might be a good place to lead the beaver. What do you think, Jax?
Yeah, I'm looking for a good spot. A nice leaning tree, possibly. How about over here?
Oh, for the snare?
Yeah, overhanging tree is great.
It appears the team is in the territory of whatever this creature is. They decide to set up a big game snare.
If we can catch this thing, or even slow it down for a moment, then maybe we can photograph it and verify it.
A good solid tree here. We should be able to hang the snare from here and tie off the tree over here.
So here's the snare.
Yeah, there should be plenty of height to hang it here.
All right, perfect.
Here we go, Jack. Can you put that up there? I have some hemlock moss over here. We're gonna camouflage it a bit.
Setting up this trap is a bit unnerving. We could be at the epicenter of this animal's territory, and we're out here dangling food for it. We need to set this trap correctly, but then we need to get away from here. So we have our beaver enrichments. We've got some wolf urine. This is like an Amarok buffet now. You hear that?
Deep in the Alaskan interior, a scourge is raging. People are going missing by the thousands. What makes this area so dangerous? Natives have long believed that an enormous demon wolf roams this wilderness. It is said to appear without warning and kill without mercy. Giant wolves and wolf-bear hybrids are known to have existed through the fossil record. Could a surviving strain be haunting the Alaska Triangle?
So we have our beaver enrichments. We've got some wolf urine. This is like an Amarok buffet now. Do you hear that?
It's right there, right?
Yeah.
Ooh! Let's go check it out. As we go check out this sound, I'm reminding myself that we're tracking a top predator out here. Maybe it's an Amarok, maybe it's not. But whatever it is, we need to remain hyper-vigilant as to what's going on around us.
Hey, hold up, Tommy.
Yeah.
I think since we definitely think something's in the area, we should get out the thermal imager and see what we have ahead of us.
Jax uses a heat-seeking scanner to see if any warm spots indicate the recent presence of a life form.
This path in front of us looks pretty fresh. If you notice on the imager, see the light purples going straight ahead? Some heat source has gone through here.
I think I see something up here, guys.
Let's take a look at this, guys. We got an open hole right here. We have a den.
It's not really a den, I don't think.
Not really. It doesn't go in there, about a foot.
If this is a den, it belongs to a small animal. But it could be a hole that a larger animal started digging to bury some food.
Hey guys, we got the beginning of a blood trail here.
Yeah, there's a trail, no doubt about it. You think we interrupted something here?
Yeah, it's possible.
Right through there.
Hey guys, look at this.
Whoa. Oh, check this out.
Stay alert, stay alert. This is fresh. This is very fresh, guys. We just walked up on something. You guys take a look. I'm gonna keep watch.
We come across this moose carcass that looks like it's just been killed. There's fresh blood on it, and we noticed a hole nearby that something might have started digging to stash this prey. So whatever got this moose can't be far. This is definitely the time to have my firearm at the ready.
This thing's been tore apart. There's pieces everywhere. This is rib cage over here. Hey, Jax, do you see or hear anything?
Wait, quiet. No, I'm not hearing anything.
Something got to this. So what do you think here? Bear, wolf? Personally, I think wolves have been all over this. Bear would have just carried the whole thing off and kind of buried it somewhere.
We don't really see any evidence of canines around, though. We really don't have very many tracks at all around here.
I don't see any moose tracks even.
A kill this fresh should have prints in the surrounding snow, wolf, bear, or otherwise. Instead, there's not a clue to be found.
This is pretty trippy, Tommy.
Yeah.
Very unnatural. This moose kill, I don't know what to make of it. It's like it was magically dropped here by some mystical culprit.
The quest to find out why so many people go missing in the Alaska Triangle has brought the team to an area of numerous demon wolf sightings. Could this massive wolf-bear creature be attacking humans and making them disappear without a trace? The team has found a moose carcass with no tracks nearby and no discernible marks on the carcass from any predator.
It just doesn't look like any animal kill, fresh or otherwise, that I've ever seen.
This is pretty trippy, Tommy.
Yeah.
Very unnatural.
You guys hear that?
Yeah, that sounded like it came from where we were setting up our trap.
Holy cow.
Hey, what's going on here? Where's the beaver?
Trap looks undisturbed.
What do you think?
No idea. Over here, Ken. You're not gonna believe this.
Our beaver's gone.
The beaver's gone?
No trace.
I'm definitely not seeing any animal tracks, but truth be told, we walked through here a couple of times. Honestly, guys, I'm not surprised the beaver's gone. I mean, come on, we're out here in the middle of Alaska in the winter, so it's a pretty prized food source.
Well, let's look at what we think is in the area. There's no sign of a bear paw here for sure. No sign of wolf pack.
Huh.
It could be a smaller animal, might have taken off with it.
The trap is untouched. The snare is untainted.
Legends of the Amarok talk about how it can appear or disappear instantly. Based on what we're finding at the snare, I can see how those stories came about.
Something's obviously in the area. We got bones in an area that obviously something's feeding. We got a moose that we just saw, and now our bait is gone.
Doesn't leave us a lot of options here.
Yeah, without more bait, we can't set another trap.
And we didn't have the cameras up yet either, so we missed our chance to film this thing.
This creature is either very lucky or highly intelligent. Did it actually distract us away from our trap in order to steal our bait? Or is that just a coincidence? Either way, with no more bait to use and clearly a dangerous predator out there, we shouldn't stay here any longer.
Let's head in. Whew. So we made it back to the truck, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Gentlemen, thoughts?
I think we did what we could. We've explored a number of possibilities during this investigation, trying to figure out what this creature is. It seems safe to rule out a normal wolf just based on the reports of its size alone. And a normal bear doesn't seem likely either because its feeding habits don't line up.
You know, if this creature, the Amarok, is really out there, it's lived a long time without being discovered.
I think if you put it all together, then there's definitely something to digest here. For a while, I favored the theory that this could be a mutated or perhaps exceptional animal, like a wolf displaying gigantism or something. But even if that explains its exceptional size and behavior, there's another problem. Animals with genetic mutations like this often suffer from health problems. They don't live as long, and many are sterile. They're incapable of reproducing. So how do you explain all these different sightings that have been going on for such a long time? At this point, I'm thinking it's either a surviving strain of some prehistoric species, which is a long shot, or else we're firmly in the realm of the supernatural. I'm dedicated my life to investigating the unexplained. And in a place like this, who knows?
For now, the legend of the demon wolf remains just out of reach. But is that because this giant beast is a mere figment of frightened imaginations? Or could it be the kind of predator that only reveals itself fully to those it destroys? Modern canids rule the Alaskan frontier as proven, efficient hunters. But the fossil record suggests there could be something more. And in this vast expanse, there's room for a lone beast to hide and to thrive by making any who cross its path go missing in Alaska.